So welcome students. So today we are going to see another concept of our chapter number 3, and today we are going to see the control walls. Today the main topic of our today's topic is direction control walls. So let's start with the definition of this control wall. So control walls, the direction control walls are used to control the direction of the flow, thereby to control the direction of movement of actuator for extension or retraction of cylinder, and for clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation of the motor. We need to change the direction of the flow of fluid, which is done by the direction control valves. So normally what happens, for what we are going to use the direction control valve, we already see in the circuit diagram that whenever we require the strokes such as extraction and retraction, at that time we need to change the direction of the flow to the either sides of the piston, and to change this direction of the flow we are going to use the direction control valves. We already see this in the circuit diagram, that direction control was having ways and the position. According to this position we can alter the direction of the flow. So here we are going to see the direction control valves. So let's start with the classification of direction control valves. So here are the three main types of this direction control valves. First main type is according to the method of actuation, how you are going to actuate the direction control valves. So according to this, it is having again three types. First one is the manual control valves. If you are going to operate the control valve manually, then we name it as a manual operated direction control valves. If there is a presence of pilot, then we name it as a pilot operated direction control valves. You guys are familiar with this pilot operated valves, because we already studied about the pilot operated uh, or compensated relief valve or pressure reducing valve. We already took this concept of the pilot operated. They are very much easy to operate and having small size as compared to the manual operated valves. Okay, so the next type is solenoid operated valves. The solenoid operated valves are mainly used for the automation purpose. This solenoid, it is the part of the automation. It is the device which we use to make the on off. Solenoid may be pneumatic operated or hydraulic operated. So if the solenoid is associated with the direction control valve, then we name it as a solenoid operated direction control valves. Say manual operated valves again having five types. Is first one is the palm operated manual valve. Then if it is having push button, we name it as a push button operated. Then third type is hand lever operated. Fourth one is the foot pedal operated. Fifth one is the cam or roller operated. All these are the types of manual operated direction control valves here. Then pilot operated, it is again having single pilot or double pilot. These are the types of this direction control valves. Then if it is the solenoid operated, then it is having single solenoid or double solenoid. Sometimes solenoid is associated with the spring, then it will be the single solenoid, and if on the both side we are connecting the solenoid to the direction control valves, then it become double solenoid. Single solenoid means direction control valve is associated with only one solenoid, that's why we name it as a single solenoid valve. And if the valve is associated with two solenoids, then we name it as a double solenoid direction control valve. Then according to the types of spool, so types of spool, uh, here the spool means that a seat, you may name it as a seat here. So according to this spool, we are having again three type. First one is the poppet type. You guys are already know that what is the poppet. We draw this poppet in the relief valve, then reducing valve. That poppet type, it is a sliding spool type, then rotary spool type. If the spool is rotary, then actuator we are going to use this rotary actuator. So according to this spool, it is having three types: poppet type, sliding spool type, and rotary type. Then according to the number of ports and position. According to this, the direction control valves having type 2 by 2 wall. The 2 by 2 can be written as the if the wall is 2 by 2. It means if the wall is 2 by 2, it means it is having the 2 by 2 wall. Here 2 by 2 direction control wall means 2 way and 2 way and 2 position wall. Okay, if the wall is 3 by 2, then what will be? It is having the 3 way and 2 position. If it is wall is having 4 by 2, then wall is having the 4 positions, 4 way and 2 position. So how we are going to read this 4 by 3? It is the 4 way 3 position wall. How we are going to read this 5 by 2 wall? The 5 way 2 positions walls here. Okay. So now we are going to see another concept of today's section, which is check wall. Okay, so here we are going to see the check wall here. So what is the check wall? Check wall is the unidirectional wall which allows the working fluid to flow in one direction only. Check walls are, it is the one direction wall. It may be named as the one direction wall which allows the flow only in the one direction, not in the both direction. Okay. So here check wall, it is a unidirectional wall which allows working fluid to flow only in the one direction. It will, the next point is it will not allow working fluid in to flow in the return direction. That's why sometimes it may be called as a non-return wall. This wall is maybe loaded with the spring here. Here what will happen, students? It allows the flow from this port A to B, but when this fluid comes from this port B, it get restricted its entry here and it does not allows the flow in that direction. That's why it becomes the one direction wall, or you may call it as a check wall, because it allows the entry of the oil only in the one direction. Okay, here you can read. Here you can read that when working fluid is supplied to port A, the working fluid exerts pressure on the ball against the spring. Here what will happen is when this working fluid comes through direction A, then this working fluid applies pressure on this ball and this spring get compressed, and because of this way get opens and the fluid flow from A position to the B position. Here it is written here, when the working fluid is supplied to port A, the working fluid exerts pressure on ball against the spring force, hence the ball will lifted off from its seat and it creates a passage for working fluid to flow. Hence working fluid can flow from port A to port B. And similarly, when in return direction, when this working fluid come through this direction B, then this spring get expand and it forces the ball on this seat, which causes the restriction of the entry of fluid from port B to port A. Here it is written, When the working fluid is supplied in opposite direction, that is to port B, the working fluid forces the ball to sit firmly in the seat, hence the passage closes by ball and the working fluid cannot flow from port B to port A. What happens if the fluid comes from port B? It forces this ball to sit on this seat and the restriction of this passage causes and the ball will not allow the fluid to flow from port B to port A. And you can see the symbol here. Meaning of this symbol is that the fluid can flow in this direction as I am denoting by the arrow, but it does not allow the fluid to flow in reverse direction and ball get restricted its entry by sitting on the seat here. Okay. Here, check valve, it is an important valve which finds application in many circuits to obtaining reverse free flow. Reverse free flow means we does not require the flow to be altered or the flow to be reversed. In such conditions, we are going to use the check valve. Fluid has to flow through the flow control valve, sequence valve, etc. In other direction, it should be free flow. In such check valve is connected in parallel to the main valve. When we require the flow only in one direction, at that time we are going to use the check valve here. Then here we are going to see the direction control valve, which is 2x2 direction control valve. So this is the direction control valve here. This is the symbol for the spring and this is the symbol for the spool. You can see this is the spool. So this is the 2x2 spring operated or spool operated direction control valve. You can see here this valve has two ports and two positions of the spool. The two ports are inlet port and the exhaust port. So just see here, this is the position 1. I am explaining this rectangle explain position 1 and this rectangle denotes position 2. Okay, so this is clear, this is having the 2 position and where are the 2 ports or 2 ways? Just see here. This is the position 1. This is the port 1 or way 1. This is the port 2 or way 2. Similarly, if the position is get changed from this side to this side, then this is the way 1 and this is the way 2. Here what is happening? Here is the flow is continue and here is the flow is shut off. So when we need to stop the flow, we turn this position of this valve to this position number and when we want to start the flow, at that time we maintain this position of this valve here. Okay. Similarly, we are going to see this sliding spool type direction control, sliding spool type 2x2 direction control valve. 2x2 means it is having 2 ways. This is the first way, this is the second way, and this is having 2 positions, means one time it is the entry get restricted. You can see this is the entries get restricted here and entries get restricted here as the fluid is stop here. So this is this position. Okay, and in the second position it is having the continuous flow. This is the second position where the flow is continuous from this direction to this direction. So this is the continuously flowing position and this is the restricted position here. Okay, so here you can see in the figure 5.5.3 shows the sliding spool spring return type normally closed 2x2 direction control valve. So it is the position for the normally closed type valve, and this is the position for the normally open type valve. You can see here this fluid can come from port A and moves out from the port B, or can comes out from port B and moves out from port A. In normally position the spool, the port are closed, working fluid cannot flow from port A to port B, and when the palm button is pushed with the pressure, here if we push this palm button, you can see this is the palm button, and when we push this palm button, then the spool get displaced from this closed position and the way gets open here. The spool moves to open the passages from port A to port B, and hence the working fluid flows from port A to port B here. Okay. Similarly, we are having this rotary spool type 2x2 direction control valve here. Here the spool it is in the form of the circular manner. Here you can see the entry of this fluid is get restricted here, as the fluid can come from port A and it get restricted, and it is not having the passage to move to the port B. That's why the entry is get restricted here. But here in position 2, the fluid from port A can move directly out to the port B. So this is the open position and this is the closed position. Here you can see in first position of the spool, the ports are closed, working fluid cannot flow from port A to port B, and when the spool is rotated through 90 degree, it opens the passage from port A to port B, and hence the working fluid flows from port A to port B here. Okay. Similarly, here we are going to see the 3x2 direction control valves. Okay, I will learn you the 4x2 sliding spool type valve. We will see the 3x2 direction control valve in the next section, because this is not the print is not clear here. That's why I am shifting to 4x2 sliding spool type direction control valve. So here 4x2 sliding spool valve means it is having the 4-way here. Four by two direction control means it is having 4 ways and 2 positions. Okay, so here you can see the diagram for the 4x2 spool operated direction control valves here. Here the figure shows the spring return valve. Here the spring return type sliding spool valve, it has a spring loaded spool inside the valve body and palm operated. Here you can see this is the palm operated, it is a spring operated, and this is the spool here. Okay. In spool position, it shows there is a connection between port P to port A. Here you can see it is having the connection between this port P to port A, and working fluid flows from cap end cylinder and it comes out from the rod end port, hence the double acting cylinder is extended. Here this is having the these are the port ways here or ports here. This is the port A, port P, port B and port T. Okay. And when the palm button is pressed, the spool position is as shown in the figure. This is the position B. There is a connection from port P to port B and A to port T, and the fluid flows from rod A into and comes out from the cap end port, and hence the double acting cylinder retracts. So here normally what happens is the one position and this is the another position. Here we are going to see it again. Okay. So in this position the fluid from port A is coming in that way, and it is moving out from the port P here, and the fluid from port B, it's coming in that way and it is moving through the port T here. So this is the one position of this valve, and this is the second position of this valve, where when we push this spool, then again spring, then from this port the liquid is coming and it moves out from this port T, and from this port B the liquid is moving through the port B. These two positions are used for the extraction and retraction of the cylinder. How its position can be altered, I already shows you during the circuit diagram which we sees in previous sections. So according to these two positions we can alter the direction of the fluid, and hence it is called as the direction control valve. Okay. Similarly, we are having this 4x2 rotary spool valve. Here the spool, it is in the form of circular, or here the spool motion is rotary. That's why it is we are naming it as a 4x2 rotary spool valve. Similarly, as in shown in the figure here, 4x2 rotary spool valve, it has a rotary spool inside the ball body. The spool is rotated through 90 degree to operate the valve. In spool position, it shows here you can see thus the fluid from P can move out through this position port A here, and the fluid from port B can move out through the position T here. This is the position 1, and in another position if you rotate the spool by 90 degree, at the time this fluid from port A can moving out through the port T, and this fluid from port P can move out through the port T. So here direction gets changes with the help of the rotation of the spool. That's why we name it as a 4x2 rotary spool type valve. Okay. So in the next section we will see about the 4x3 direction control valve. Today we are stopping here. Thanks for attending the lecture, and if you have any queries you can ask me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you.